All right, hello everyone. Welcome back. If you are watching us again, thank you very much. If you're brand new watching Nerds in a Box for the first time, hello, I'm John Dwyer.
Dan Kiefer.
Tessa Barletta.
We're Nerds in a Box, and this is episode, what, 4? Yeah,
we're up to 4.
I know, wow. A whole month of content. We did it.
I know. So, we started something, and we're all wearing gray.
I know.
That's really boring.
To be fair,
I'm sorry.
Mine's a colorful gray, because I've got patterns.
I've got layers of gray.
I have angels on mine. Does that
true. Wait, so you and I are wearing Doctor Who shirts.
Yes. I got Star Wars.
And then you got Star Wars,
okay.
So...
We're very space-themed. Space-themed gray today.
Yeah, so if you are following our Facebook, you should have already seen that this episode we're going to be talking about reboots. So, we're going to talk about reboots such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Amazing Spider-Man, and the Fantastic Four reboot. We're going to talk about that, talk about if they're good, if they're bad, why people keep rebooting things all the time. And then we're going to wrap it up with some comic reviews, and then the little box, so you guys can find out who's in the little box this week.
Yep.
So, but before we get started, shout-outs. We would like to thank Hello Steph from last week for being our guest. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thanks for sharing this. Hello Steph right here on our box.
Ooh.
One of our guests. Every time we have a guest, we're going to draw them on the box. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. And it was a lot of fun to have her here last week, stepping in for Tessa, who was at Dragon Con, who will tell us all about her time at Dragon Con.
Her adventures.
Yes, your adventures, your mini adventures. You'll be telling us that in a little bit.
Oh.
And also, shout out to all of our fans. We have about, as of this filming, as of this current film, episode, excuse me. We're sitting at 390 fans. We've been getting about 100 fans a week, and that is awesome.
You guys are
That's so great. Thank you so much for liking us and commenting on our videos.
And sharing our videos.
We actually have questions from people and things
I know,
like that, which is
really
so
exciting.
Great. We have things to contribute from
our
fans.
It's not just us regurgitating things.
I know. I love it. It's so great.
Yeah.
So thank you to you guys. Yeah, I mean, you hear this all the time. We can't do this without you, so thank you. And also, very exciting news. We already posted that we're going to be at PsyCon on our page earlier this week on September, 27th and 28th.
Yes.
I believe we're going to be our panels. But we're also going to be at Mythicon.
Which is in Orlando.
Yep,
yes.
2 weeks. So, I believe, where is that? That's in the...
It's at the Doubletree by Hilton by SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
So the Doubletree, Orlando by Hilton.
It's closest to where MegaCon is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
The Doubletree by SeaWorld.
So, Mythicon, we're going to be there. We're going to be there on September 20th and 21st, the Saturdays and Sundays, because that works best for us because we work. So, please come check us out. We're really excited about it.
So excited.
So, we started...
It's our first, con as official Nerds in a Box.
I know. We were formed
3 random people
after hosting a
Bay.
panel together at Tampa Bay Comic-Con, and then now we're actually going to be doing this. So
yeah, this is a thing.
It's going to be great. So please come out, support us. Orlando's probably more feasible than PsyCon and Tampa, but if you want to, come to both. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and see us there, check us out. We're all going to be cosplaying, or at least Tessa and I probably will be. I don't know about Dan.
I'll be attempting.
Hey, that's why you have Tessa, so
yes,
she can help you with
exactly. We'll be talking.
Yes, exactly. So, speaking of cons, Tessa.
Dragon Con.
Oh,
Thanks, Dan.
it was so great. It was so great this year. I got to see everybody I wanted to see. Carrie Elways was there, who's Wesley from Princess Bride. That was insane. I got to meet James Gunn.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
It was great. And his brother Sean Gunn is there, who's he's the gangly Ravager guy. He also, which I did not know this, he did all the motion capture for Rocket.
Oh, wow.
So, I didn't know that.
The Andy Serkis equivalent for Rocket, which is crazy.
I'm glad that you were able to ask James Gunn
I'm still
questions,
trying to upload it.
And then he was actually angry at you for being there without us.
Final Cut Pro needs your attention.
again?
The computer's angry with us.
The computer's also
The
angry.
computer's angry with me.
I was gonna
Everyone's
say.
angry. But what I asked was, because I texted them, I was like, I get to meet James Gunn today, so you guys get to ask the question. And they asked, did he have any ideas for Awesome Mix Volume 2? And then James Gunn was like, well, I mad at you too for being here. He was very, very snippy and snarky. It was beautiful.
But in a nice way.
Yeah, well, oh, yeah.
According to the video.
All in the best of fun. And he said he had plenty of ideas, although music won't be playing the same role that it did in Guardians 2, which he's currently writing. Like, he's halfway through it right now.
I can see that.
Which is crazy.
Because it was used more as in, like, an expository.
Yeah, like, it kind of drove the story in this one, where I think the next one it'll be more of just the story is kind of taking off, and the music follows along with it, is what I think will happen.
Okay.
At least it's what he insinuated would happen. And then there was also another question, which I feel was better than mine, which I think everyone has already heard about this by now. But it came from Dragon Con. I kind of freaked out. I was like, I was there for that. But it was when somebody asked him if there was a Easter egg that he wanted to put in, but that he didn't get to put in.
Yeah.
And it was Stan Lee. And the story behind that is, like, they're going through the collectors, and then, Rocket sees Cosmo, and then I guess there was supposed to be a part where Star-Lord gets jumped at by some creature, and then Groot walks up to this box with nothing but Stan Lee in a chair, and Stan Lee just flips him off, which sounds amazing. And actually, the reason
like Stan Lee.
it does, like, just
sounds like Stan Lee.
which the collector would totally have Stan Lee in a box. I feel.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. And a lot of people think it's because Disney was like, oh no, flipping people off. But it wasn't that. It was because it slowed down the story, and they felt it was too on the nose. They were like, guys, come on, we can't think of something a little more, not blaring than that right there. But I was like, everyone would have lost their mind.
All his cameos are pretty blaring,
right?
because you're already looking for
you're
him.
already
So they already have to be blaring, because they're already keeping your eyes out for him in any Marvel film.
But then there's also, when the place explodes, did Stan Lee survive and all that stuff? So it's
true.
Also that.
That's a good point.
Part of it. So.
And nobody wants Stan Lee to die.
No, nobody wants Stan Lee to die. I think we're all going to cry when that happens.
True.
Well, let me think. So much good stuff. I had so much fun running around in cosplay. Most of the time people didn't know who I was, though, because mine were rather interpretive, unless I was Winter Soldier. A lot of people got Winter Soldier.
I was going to say.
Really sad about it because I expected, this is Dragon Con. People plan their lives around this. I've seen an animatronic Admiral Akbar head at one of these things before.
Oh, man.
So I was like, I'm going to see so many awesome Winter Soldier, bionic arm things. No, none.
Oh,
mine was
really?
the best. I feel sad about saying this. Mine was the best one I saw there, which I'm like, I don't like that. I want to see somebody who inspires me to do better. And it was all a bunch of duct tape and
maybe that's just
pieces.
a testament to your cosplaying skills. So maybe that's just that you're that good at cosplaying.
I don't want to be that vain. Pride goes before the fall, my friend.
I mean, that's okay. That's why you have friends, so we can brag about you.
John's
don't
great
have
at
to.
that.
Oh,
So-
yeah, it was good. Buttercup, I think, was my favorite though.
Oh, the zombie apocalypse Buttercup?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a
Favorite.
good one. That was awesome.
That was fun.
And then Jack Frost was fun, but it was really hot.
Yeah.
I could
And
imagine.
I kept whacking
Yeah,
people.
he had that giant stick. Yeah, because it's taller than you are. You're already kind of
Yes.
tall.
Yeah,
so.
I'm 5'8", so it was 6-something feet of staff that I had to not whack people with, and it was interesting.
Dan had enough problems with that Keyblade I have him by Tampa Bay Comic-Con. So...
Oh, but yeah, it was a total blast. I'm hoping to put up more pictures of awesome cosplays that I saw up on the group.
Yeah,
Good, yes.
definitely.
Yeah, definitely go check out those pictures, like them. Just look at them to see how awesome they are, because they're really cool. So, yeah. But, well, cool. I'm glad you had fun. Take us with you next time, please. That would be great.
Bring a couple extra suitcases just to smash you in.
Do you have to do that? If you
I was
didn't
like,
fly, you
could
drove.
we-
So you don't
Oh, yeah.
have to do
Could
that.
we just go with you
Or is that
instead of being
how we
stuck in a
pay you? Or
suitcase?
is that how we pay you?
Fine.
Is that we have to be in that suitcase?
Yeah, I guess.
And that's how we go.
I guess. I mean, if you don't want to pay for the room.
That's worth it. Okay, you know what? That's worth it. That's fair. So reboots.
Reboots.
So reboots.
That's what we're talking about, right?
So reboots. Yes.
The show Reboot.
To get off topic again.
Oh, not this week.
That was a little too blatant of a plug. One of our fans, Ken Miller, posted asking if we were going to actually talk about Reboot. So,
Which we do all love Reboot, the show.
love Reboot.
So good.
I hope.
We might in the future do that. I need time to rewatch, though. It's been since I was like 12.
Well, they ended it on a cliffhanger, which made me so angry. Ugh.
So actually, maybe we should just like start a petition for them to put it into comic books. That way,
I would be okay with that, because every 3 years they keep talking about how it's going to be rebooted, and then it never, and then that never happens.
But that's what they did with Samurai Jack.
Yeah,
and they kept going in comics. So hopefully,
I don't know.
Bob's Burgers is getting comics. I feel like Reboot should get a comic.
Is it really?
Bob's Burgers is getting its own comic, which is why we're allowed to watch it in the store now.
Good.
I mean, there are worse things you can watch. Bob Burgers is definitely hilarious.
Definitely
a lot of
I
fun.
put on Johnny Bravo the other day, and that was a little painful for me.
Really?
I'm not a big fan of Johnny Bravo.
Oh.
No, I like Courage's Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, that one's mine.
That one's
mine. But
Courage.
we're getting way
Yes, we
off
are.
topic here.
It's been a long week for everyone.
It's been, yeah. I mean, you're a little rusty. You haven't been here for 2 weeks.
I do feel really off. Is that bad?
So-
I feel like am I doing things right?
No, that's fine. I mean, I think it's natural, but
So if anything goes wrong, we'll just blame Tessa.
Okay, yeah, it's my fault because I was gone for a week.
yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's too rough. We'll blame you. So we'll blame you, Dan.
So reboots.
Yeah. So reboots.
What exactly constitutes a reboot?
What do we mean by like reboots for us? Are we talking about like something that literally gets rebooted in the sense that it's like a reinvention of it, or that
Well,
it's
'cause it was,
reintroducing it to the market?
I mean, in my opinion, like you have those reinventions, but like in my opinion, like the X-Men series right now is going through a reboot.
Yeah.
They haven't revamped anything. They haven't changed anything. But
True.
they literally had
Spoilers.
Spoilers for Days of Future Past and the X-Men.
It came out in May.
series.
Shame on you. You haven't seen it.
But like they go back in time to change things
Yeah.
that had happened in the movies. They're like rebooting themselves without changing the cast, without changing anything.
Which I'm kind of sad about the not changing the cast thing, but I think it's brilliant. It's one of the most
like-
brilliant reboots I've ever seen.
One of the
Exactly,
most
I give
brilliant
them props.
retcons
Yeah.
we've ever seen.
It's like, we know it all sucked before this. We're just gonna...
Making the
Sweep
change
it under the
through
rug.
film. I like it.
But yeah, I guess a reboot is like, it updates it for today. It's not like the Psycho movie where it was pretty much a shot-for-shot remake. It's a reboot. We're taking what happened here and we're putting it in current 2014 days.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That works.
So I feel like that's what a reboot is.
Okay,
For
that works.
me, anyway.
So, so that being said, this idea actually came from Nicole Kiefer. So, thank you for commenting on her wall with an idea. She actually posted news about the new Power Rangers movie that has been announced. That's supposed to come in, I believe, 2016.
Yeah.
2016 is what I read around the same time as the new King Arthur movie. And so that's brand new. Not a whole lot is known about it, except that it's based off of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yep.
Yeah, which I don't know what exactly that means. Does that mean like the same plot, like story, or is it just that kind of group where we're not samurai, we're not space people,
Not
we're
one of the other 15 series that
9,000
they've had.
series of Power
Oh,
Rangers
man.
that we have?
Oh man.
Does that just mean like we're just straight Power Rangers? Does that mean we're going for the original story?
I mean, I think it's more just
Story.
like character-wise they're going to keep it the same. Like,
Yeah.
hopefully, like, I have a guilty pleasure for Power Rangers. We've discussed this. Like, I love the old movie. It's such a nostalgia factor. I
Oh,
grew up
yeah.
with Power Rangers. I would love it if they brought back, like, Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, like, all of that, like, and then the original Power Rangers. Like, the original.
Like the original actors?
Tommy, no.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, well, we could do that. I
No,
don't
like,
know.
the original characters, like Tommy,
Okay.
Kimberly, Billy.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as like I don't know, I don't mind if they bring back the names, just as long as they like change up the characters a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I rewatched Mighty Morphin this week, and it was a little hard for me, just because.
But Ivan Ooze.
Oh,
Ivan
Which do you want to know who he is? I was like, I know this guy. Have you seen Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
It's like, stop this mindless violence. That's
the
that guy.
priest?
He's that guy.
What?
I was like, I know this guy's face, and it's that guy. So, which is awesome.
Man.
Which I was excited for that. My problem was more just Kimberly and You should not Rocky. It's the other one, the Black
Adam?
Ranger. Whoever he is, he was boring as heck.
Adam.
Boring as heck.
Because
So
he's Adam in the movie, but he's Zach
in
before.
the show.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
Don't
But
talk
yeah.
bad about the Pink Power Ranger because I will forever have a crush
She's pretty, I'll grant you, but she needs to be saved every 5
on the
seconds.
Pink Power Ranger.
It's upsetting.
So don't hate. Don't hate on Pink Power Ranger. My 6-year-old self would be like, nope, having none of that. So
See, even as a 6-year-old, I didn't like her. I was like, she needs to be saved all the time. I'd rather be Tommy. I wanted to be Tommy.
I want to be the Red Power Ranger all the time. In
Yeah.
fact, I dressed up as him for Halloween once.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Well, I'm glad.
I was on here with a Red Power Ranger t-shirt, John.
I'd probably be more the Blue Power Ranger now, but red is my
Really?
favorite color when I was younger.
Oh, I loved
So-
Billy with his
The glasses.
Yeah, right?
everything all the time.
I just want to see brand new Megazord, especially with today's technology.
Oh, yeah.
Megazord would be so sweet, like Pacific Rim,
I was like,
almost
exactly.
like Megazord. Oh, that'd be so
As
cool.
long as it's more Pacific Rim and not more Transformers.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm
make
okay
my
with that.
monsters grow! And then you just see a clip of, Pacific Rim playing.
Oh my god!
Oh, man.
Can we sneak Newt and what's his name? The German guy, the scientist. The
Oh,
scientist.
yeah.
Sneaking
Oh.
both of the scientists into there will be okay.
Just for
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we'll do.
Just a
Just
little
'cause-
Easter egg.
It'll
They're like, wow, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Also, are we gonna have Skull and Bulk
Oh, yeah.
in there? Because those same guys have been in almost every incarnation.
True.
Yeah.
Those same actors. I feel like they should have a cameo.
I mean, more
If
importantly,
not.
are we gonna have Zordon?
Yeah,
How can you
they're
not have
going.
Zordon?
You have to have Zordon.
Because he's the
have
one that
to.
puts them all together.
I know.
So,
You.
who would be Zordon though? Like now? in
Oh, I
today?
feel like it'd be CGI now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, who
voice
would-
wise.
Oh, voice
Yeah.
wise?
Yeah. I would die if it was
I want
Morgan
James Earl
Freeman.
Jones.
Yeah, it's just one of those really
Morgan Freeman. I love
feel
Morgan
like
Freeman, but not
too sassy.
Zordon.
No,
I feel
that's-
like you've just been like, Power Rangers, you done messed up. Go in the corner.
That's why I want to see it. That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god.
well,
It wouldn't be serious enough, though.
No,
so they
true.
won't do
And then
it.
they have to find a way to make.
But Lawrence Fishburne. I want Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence
I lied.
Well, they have to find a way to make the robot's name.
Alpha 5.
Alpha
Yeah,
5.
they have to find a way to make Alpha 5 not stupid.
Which I also, when I was rewatching Mighty Morphin, that thing is like, the first 5 minutes are a straight ripoff of Star Wars, let me just say. Like, with the scrolling
Yeah.
starter, and then when I saw Alpha 5 and, Zordon, I was like, what is this? This is the Emperor on the screen, and then C-3PO going, ah! I messed everything up. Except he's a
Yeah.
little less pessimistic.
I mean, maybe, yeah, just Alpha
Just a
5. I think part of it also is just because it was the 90s, it was super cheesy. So I want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
how, if they're going to transition
Oh,
into,
they
a
do.
more serious tone, or if it's still going to have, the same campiness
All right.
value.
So, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, directed by Christopher Nolan.
No.
That would be way too dark.
No.
The world would die, and Alpha 5 would be, bleeding out somewhere. It would be
I
way too
don't know. No.
I feel like something a little more, fun and...
Oh, yeah.
I think fun would be
definitely,
good. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that it would definitely be good.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean, I think no one really knows why this came out of thin air. If it was a nostalgia thing, or if it's a mixture of that, and also because of the fact that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
Oh, yeah.
not only got rebooted, kind of, but it also got
it was-
true.
it was
But it
totally
also did so well opening weekend that it made a lot of money. And it's wait, maybe we can do this for old franchises. So maybe they thought that ooh,
Because, if you think of two huge 90s cartoons that, well, not necessarily cartoons, but TV shows that,
Yeah.
kids watched, it was Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles.
and TMNT, yeah. So, so they may be doing it because of that.
I would think so. I think that, they probably already had one in the works, because, if they're rebooting RoboCop, they're probably rebooting, all
True.
of their similar stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, I feel like it was probably and then when Ninja Turtles did so well, they were like, okay, fine.
It's like green light.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
we're just gonna do it. If they can make an Angry Birds film, they can make a Power Rangers reboot.
Oh, God.
I think.
But also, Power Rangers has a huge cult following. I didn't realize how big it was, except for there's, Power Rangers only conventions.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all about
Oh,
Power
it's
Rangers.
huge. It's
So-
a huge cult
I mean,
I
following.
feel like
It's
it would do, at least solid.
It's
if
a
not
TV
amazing.
show that has not ended since the 90s.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. there's only been one other version of the Power Rangers besides Mighty Morphin that has lasted longer than a year.
True.
However,
They
they
keep trying.
still have one coming
I know,
out
they
in
still have a new
2015.
one each year.
They're prepared. Like, they
that-
have all of these.
Delta Force is the next one, or am I wrong?
No, it's Dino Charge.
Dino. It's something with a D.
They already had a Dino one.
They had Dino Thunder.
Wait,
this
Dino Thunder.
This one's Dino Charge.
It's a completely different thing, John. It's completely different.
Well, they have right now they're in Super Mega Force, which last year was just Mega Force, and then like they've always had like okay. In the beginning, they stuck to an actual story, and I loved it. Like they went from Turbo to Lost Galaxy to In Space to Lost Galaxy or something like that. But it's like these characters went in space, and they're like, okay, Power Rangers in space. Then they got lost, so it's Lost Galaxy, and I'm like, they're keeping the same storyline for the most part, same characters, and it's flowing. Now it's like every now and then, people like ninjas, Ninja Storm, and it's like these random people that have nothing to do with the story.
All I care about for the movie is if they keep that same awesome 90s soundtrack. Because you cannot do, like, orchestral music for that. It has to be
That guitar.
that blaring 90s guitar, that blaring 90s air guitar. It's got to be that.
It's got to.
So, they better have that. Please have that. Please.
Our one request.
I just
Yes,
have that
Power
one
Rangers
request.
movie.
Just have that. Just don't even make new music. Literally, just take that soundtrack.
Recycle it in the background
Recycle
9,000
it.
times.
The soundtrack to the original movie was good.
Oh, it's not bad at all.
You know, it's not.
It was a lot of.
It's
actually,
cheesy,
like,
but it's 90s cheesy.
well, there was even some solid pop songs. In
Yeah,
there
no,
from
true.
Like 70.
It was just
That's a good point.
It was a good
like
set.
Free Rides on there.
Yep.
So
That's a really good point, yeah. So, just keep the guitar, please.
I have the theme song just running
Yes.
through my head now.
Well, speaking of the success of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got rebooted
Yeah,
and
it
is
did.
already greenlit for a sequel
Yeah.
in, let me see, I believe it's 2016, I think.
Which-
So,
I think it's another reason why I'm so happy with this podcast is it's forcing me to do things that I wouldn't do.
yes.
Because I went and saw the movie because I was like, nope, not going to see it.
Yep.
Not going to see it. Not going to watch them torment my poor Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I was never like a crazy huge fan of them, but I did love the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I stayed away from TMNT for the longest time, the 2007 animated one, because I was like, I heard bad things and I don't want it to scar my memory.
It was interesting.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
It
I
was-
went
it
back
was-
and watched it.
It's solid.
It was a good sequel.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a TMNT prior to it that gave backstory and preface to all of the things that happen in TMNT, I would have loved it. But I actually, when I was watching it, I checked on IMDb because I could have sworn that it was a sequel.
Yeah.
Because spoilers, it starts off with them already talking about how they defeated Shredder.
Yeah, Shredder's already gone.
And Leonardo was out in South America because he had to learn to be a better leader. Because something happened that we don't know, nor is ever talked about.
Yeah, they kind of pulled a Superman Returns
Yeah,
kind
like
of deal.
it's
Without
like
it being that awful. It wasn't that awful.
no, but like it was entertaining. And if it were a sequel,
You do not like...
I don't.
if it were a sequel, it would have been great.
Oh, yeah.
But by a standalone movie, I was like, I don't understand what I missed.
I feel like it also had a couple, like, the animation to me was terrible. Like, it was so bad. Like, it's
Well, it was all
2007.
CGI pretty much.
Oh,
so.
yeah. But, like, this is, okay. Last Lord of the Rings was in what, 2003? And we had real live, like, 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
And we had real live-looking wolf animal creatures and, like, Nazgul. I feel like after that point, we shouldn't have craptastic 3D CGI, unless it's, like, it looked like a TV movie. Like, that's what it looked
Yeah.
like. Which was really sad.
I mean,
Because, like, the voice actors were great. You had Patrick Stewart and Chris Evans, and Sarah Michelle Gellar was April O'Neil. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I was
forgot.
looking through, like, the cast, and I was like, this is amazing. Why is this movie so bad? And it's because,
That's totally
like,
right.
the animation throws off the whole, like, your connection to the characters, because, like, they don't emote enough where you feel connected. And I also felt it suffered from, like, not knowing what it wanted to be, because there were parts where it felt like one of those DC animated movies that was, like, not meant for kids, like
Yeah.
Assault on Arkham and stuff. But, like, at the same time, it's like, but it's TMNT, so we have to cater for kids, so we'll throw in this weird stuff that'll totally
True.
throw off the pacing. So I feel like it would kind of suffered.
As I've heard, is that it tried to like pander too much to kids, and then that kind of like is why it suffered a little bit.
I almost wish they had just gone all the way and just been like, no, this is dark and for adults, just do it.
I mean, I feel like that was part of the animation problem that they ran into too. Just like it was a good 3D, and then they're like, let's cartoonify it, if that could be a word. But they made a good animation more cartoony than it needed to be, which made it feel which made it feel weird. It was looking like animated action figures.
Exactly. That's exactly what it looks like. And that's why it was just like... It's not terrible. Like, I watched all the way through, and it was a good time. And the story's not bad.
No.
Although they obviously...
It was a great sequel.
Yeah.
We just needed the first one.
Yeah, we're just missing the first one.
Well...
But the new one.
The new one that you
I saw today, actually.
I was going to say, please share what you thought.
I never thought I would say this ever in my life, but I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And one of the main things that I have to say to people who are like, Michael Bay. It's not Michael Bay. He didn't make the movie.
He produced it, right? Yeah.
There's only like 2 explosions in the whole movie.
How did that movie get made?
Right?
How did that movie get made?
Like, yeah, I can really only remember like 2 out of the whole time. And I know a lot of people were upset. They're like, because every teenage, well, except for the TMNT, like, they've all been like live, like actual people in suits. And a lot of people were upset. They're like, well, where's, the puppets and the motion and all that stuff? And I actually was really happy they didn't, because they emote so well. I don't know if they did like motion capture on the actors' faces or not, but like there's one part where Splinter gets his ass kicked by Shredder, and like Raphael comes up to find him, and like I was just like, oh, Raphael, because like you can see his heart like breaking in his eyes. I'm like, why am I feeling bad for this turtle? But like, which is exactly the point. I should be feeling bad for this turtle. I should be caring about this rat who's about to die. Like, that's the whole point. And it was really well done for the turtles aspect. Everyone wants to know about Megan Fox, which I mean, because I've heard a couple people say it's like an origin story for April O'Neil, but I didn't get that at all. Like, she's our vehicle for like the first 10-15 minutes for people who know nothing about the turtles.
Yeah.
Right.
But after that, I mean, she's bland. Like, she's not. There was parts of Transformers where I was like, get off the camera right now. I can't handle you right now. It's just so bad. But I never had a moment like that. I was like, hey, it's Megan Fox. She's boring. Wait, the turtles are here. Like, because as soon as they come on, you aren't paying attention. I think it's better. Human people are boring. Like, even Will Arnett, I was so sad. Even Will Arnett's not that great.
No.
Which I think is because I think they scripted him. Because I love him in Arrested Development. I think 90% of the time he got to say whatever he wanted out of his mouth.
Arrested Development, though.
But, like, and I think I could tell he was scripted to be funny, but the lines he was given weren't funny.
Oh.
So, like, it's like, Will Arnett, whatever. He had a couple of good ones. There were, like, 1 or 2 I was like, that's actually funny. But for the most part, you're just like, humans, nobody cares. Get out of here. Like, because the turtles, the dynamic was great. They, like, all of them had their distinct personalities. And I think what I loved the most was they were actually teenagers. Like, there were moments.
Oh, really?
I felt like I was watching, like, a bunch of teenage boys with ninja swords, like, go off and kick ass. Like, it was really, really cool.
That's good.
Moments they had where I was like, because I feel like a lot of times, like, if they wanted to make a dark movie, like, they would be all, like, mean and rough and whatever. But they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And that was, I think, why it got to me so much. I was like, this is adorable as well as fun. This is really great.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like, in a lot of their shows and their movies and stuff, they always tend to act older than teenagers.
Yeah.
Like, even in the original trilogy that they had, like, the movie, which I love. I own all 3.
I love the first one. I haven't seen the second or third forever.
Secret of the Ooze.
The Secret of the Ooze. And then when they travel back in time.
Which
was weird, but it was still a cute movie. But, like, they always were like, we have this sense of honor and respect, which is, like, the ninja code and stuff, but they're still teenagers.
Yeah.
The only one that really acts like a teenager, well, 2, are, like, Michelangelo and Raphael, and they're, like, the 2 opposite spectrums. You got the brooding one and the one that just does not care. If you can find me a teenager that acts like Leonardo...
Yeah.
I mean, good for that kid, and good for his parents, because they are so proud right now.
Did you manage to make an adult out of a teenager?
I know,
yeah,
right? An absolute leader that cares about nothing but respect and honor. Good for you.
And, like, Donatello's my favorite. He's always been my favorite. He's the techie and the nerd, of course. And I love what they did with him, with like his goggles and his
his,
hacking skills.
Yeah, and he's like,
all his. I love it. The whole thing is great.
Well, the cartoon series on Nickelodeon right now, they really focus on the camaraderie of them, like the dynamic between one another, and also the fact they are actually teenagers. And I think that's when it really shines. I think that's why it appeals to people, is studying the dynamic between the brothers and seeing how, like, each one responds to the other and works with the other, and also them being teenagers. I don't want to say lends a deal of angst to it.
A little bit,
but
there's teenagers who's going to be angst somewhere.
Yeah, but it helps make the story a little more interesting, since they are just teenagers. Like, they're not like these adults. Not supposed to be these adults that are just like fighting crime because they know they have to. It's like they're just teenagers, and that's why it's so fascinating for people. And I think that's why a lot of people like it.
They also did like an origin of them, like, and April's more connected in their origin. I won't spoil anything. But she's more connected in their origin and stuff. And that I really liked that. And I know a lot of people were upset about Mecha Shredder, but when you see the turtles and like how big they are and how strong they are in the movie, it makes sense that he would need that crazy crap to go up against them, because he was just this dude with some knives on his shoulders. Like, he's not going to be able to kick their asses. Like, it's not going to happen. So
That's true.
It also wasn't as transformery as I thought it was going to be. Like
what
he
do you
has,
mean?
like, really all he does is he like jacks his arms down, and then there's like
okay,
and he can throw them at them, and then he can suck them back into his arm. But that's literally it. Like,
that's
he doesn't have like crap that comes out of his bag or like anything else. It's just literally those things. There.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
Cool. So they're like little shurikens with wires on it. And they're like.
Oh no, it's like a magnetic thing. Like, he's got this magnetic contraption on here that like sucks him back in, and he's not a white dude. Which is also very happy for me, because I was like, if we have a white dude as Shredder, I'm going to be upset. He's not. He was actually Japanese. So yeah.
Good.
But yeah, it was solid. Was it better than Guardians? Hell no. But was it? Was it still
How
fun?
do you really feel?
I know. Guardians of the Galaxy.
I love it so much.
Still number one.
It still is number
Still
one.
number one
For the year, right?
Number
So
one
far.
for the year. It's also number one for this weekend too. So it made another like 10 million. So it's like right on the precipice of getting over $600 million globally, which is huge.
This is a great thing I saw at DragonCon.
Okay, tell me.
It's just because they have DragonCon TV, and they like list facts about stuff that happened all the time. One of the facts was Guardians paid for itself in 3 days. The entire movie paid for itself in 3 days.
Wow.
Oh man.
Which means all this money that it's been making since then is just like
Pure revenue.
bank for like the next one.
That's
Good.
wow.
I'm so excited.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's good.
That's
But yes,
a lot.
you should go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and don't listen to the haters and just go have fun. Like, that's what it's for.
Cool. So it's got your recommendation.
It does. Like,
Ooh.
it's just fun. Go have fun and have childhood nostalgia for 2 hours.
How many boxes would you say, Tessa?
How many boxes?
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No.
I would give it 2 boxes.
It's 2 boxes. 2 out of 3 boxes, guys.
We're gonna get a new review system. We're gonna get a new review system. We can't review things on a scale of 3.
Well, you got 1, 1.5.
We have
2,
half increments.
2.5,
We have
and
half
3. That's
Yeah.
5.
Okay, excuse me. 6. No. Still no. No.
Should we just go on to the next topic?
We should just go on to the next topic before I get worked up about this. Thank you. So perfect. So in case you didn't guess from that, we're going to be talking about Amazing Spider-Man. So Amazing Spider-Man being rebooted. 10 years exactly.
From...
Yeah, because Amazing Spider-Man came out in 2012, 10 years after Sam Raimi's Spider-Man came out, and 5 years after Spider-Man 3 came out. So Amazing Spider-Man came out in 2012. We got 2 that came out this past year. We've got Amazing Spider-Man 3 in 2016, 4 in 2018, and then we've got Venom and Sinister 6 movies that have yet to be
announced.
That have yet to be given a release date. So this is an interesting example of a reboot because it's so mixed.
Well, and it really only happened because they wanted to keep the rights.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
That's
why
exactly where it's derived from. That and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
The only the big reason why they're like, cool, we got to do a reboot is because if they don't come out with a film in a certain amount of time, they lose the rights to Marvel.
Which is why Marvel has Blade and
Daredevil back, yep.
too.
Yep.
Because those movies haven't been made, therefore the rights are gone.
Exactly.
And Fantastic Four and Spider-Man just well enough at the end that they can pick it up again.
Same thing with X-Men. That's why they're still living.
Yep. So, Amazing Spider-Man, we got a new origin, well, not a new origin story, but a new reboot, new series, a decade after the old one. It's getting, it keeps getting mixed reviews between people that like it and don't like it.
I like it.
I think it's mostly just people who prefer Toby as opposed to Andrew. But I think they're two different performances for two different times.
Yeah.
Because the first Spider-Man came out, right after, 9/11, the year after. So, there's a lot of nostalgia built around those movies, I feel like, and it's a lot of band together, and it's very cheesy, for lack of a better word. So, I feel like people who like that era of Spider-Man, the earlier, Silver Age, Bronze Age comics, are like, oh, I like that one. And then the ones who are more into the newer, a little edgier, 80s and current, are like, I like Andrew a little better.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with Andrew, where he differs from Toby, is that he's more like a sarcastic Peter Parker.
I did like that a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's because Spider-Man is he jokes. He does that with all of his villains,
especially in recent years. He's joking all the time with them,
and they don't really showcase that in the earlier movies. Don't get me wrong, I loved them except for the third one.
Because I mean, it works. Well, no one really likes the third one. No one likes the third one, but I think it just kind of worked with what Sam Raimi was doing, and then this one, they want the kind of sarcastic tone, so it works for them. And Andrew Garfield's a great choice. I think he's really great.
He's great. I love that he actually looks like a teenager.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I think it works really well for them.
He's a lot older than he looks.
He's 30 now. I think he's almost 30, which is crazy. Great skin for you, Andrew Garfield.
He's like,
I know.
You're so pretty.
Although, this most recent Spider-Man is actually the lowest grossing Spider-Man film.
Really?
Yeah. At least it had the lowest opening weekend of all the Spider-Man films.
You want to know why? I think Spider-Man 3 is to blame for that, because I was scared too when they said there was going to be 3 villains.
Oh no, excuse me, Amazing Spider-Man 2. You think, the 3 villains thing.
The 3 villains thing, I was like, guys, we tried this before, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. But Rhino was there for a minute, not even.
Second.
It kind of worked.
And Goblin was only there for 5 minutes. I mean, the real Goblin anyway.
I loved the first Amazing Spider-Man. They had a very, very significant beginning, middle, end. All of the characters had a beautiful development. The second one, the first chunk of it with Electro was brilliant. I loved it. When they brought Goblin in, it was kind of a plot device.
It was. I wish he hadn't. I understand why they brought him in, just to kill Gwen. But, I wish they hadn't fully brought him in, because my favorite scene in the whole movie is Jamie Foxx and Dane, I forget his name, the guy who plays Harry. Yeah. In that
Dane
scene.
DeHaan.
In that scene with the CEO guy.
Yeah.
That's my favorite scene, because you can tell they're loving every minute of whacking that guy around, and I was just like, ooh.
Oh, he's a great villain. If you haven't seen Chronicle...
Yeah,
I haven't seen Chronicle.
Oh, go see Chronicle.
I know
I have it. You can borrow it.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
He's great in that.
But yeah, I feel like that was why it hurt, because everyone was just like, oh, no, I don't want that pain in my life again. I don't want it.
No, I believe that.
I feel like it's that, and also the fact that people are tired of seeing Spider-Man rebooted. I feel like
he needs
because it
he needs to be part of an Avengers team.
Well, yeah, I mean it just came out. The Sam Raimi films just came out before that, so when it got rebooted, the people that aren't necessarily huge comic book fans that don't follow the movie news are like, wait, Spider-Man 2? I just saw that. Didn't that just come out? So I think people are kind of tired of seeing something get rebooted. They don't feel like, why should I invest in this if it's just going to get rebooted in 5 years?
And people also loved the difference between Fantastic Four and Spider-Man is people loved the Spider-Man movies. I mean, except for 3, but everyone kind of ignored that, and they're like, but I still love 1 and 2. So it was I don't want to see the movies that I loved written over so quickly. Whereas Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four really only did well, I feel like, the first one because it was still in that early days of superhero movies.
Yeah.
So, like, people were like, oh, okay, we'll try it out. And, like, nobody really liked it after they saw it, but, like, or they were like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a train wreck.
It wasn't.
My dad and
I
I
have gone back and watched it. It's not a train.
My dad and I have a soft spot for that first movie, but I mean, you watch
it
it.
for Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis. I love it for those.
Yes.
Two.
Yeah.
Well, also Doctor Doom, his costume was sweet.
His costume was sweet, and I do love what's his name?
Do you want to talk about the costumes?
McMahon.
Oh, I can't remember.
Something.
Anyway, we'll figure that out later. Dan can fix it in post.
Yes, good.
Post production.
Good. I can fix everything. Oh, look, what's this light? Smash. Broken light.
You can fix it in post.
Fix it in post.
We want to finish up.
Yeah. So, I think Spider-Man is going to be interesting to see what happens in the third film. I think I think the third film will really determine like if
it keeps going.
If it keeps going.
Well, so my favorite thing about the new Spider-Man movies was Gwen Stacy, to be perfectly honest.
Well, Emma Stone. Emma Stone.
Great.
I love her so much.
Yes. We all love her. You especially, Dan.
Yeah.
So,
but also just Gwen Stacy's, like, I mean, I like Mary Jane, but I feel like Gwen Stacy is... I always liked her better.
I
like her better, too.
I'm interested to see how they do new writing for Mary Jane. Because she, like, one thing that I love about her in some of the comics and TV shows is she puts Peter in his place. And, she really snaps back a lot. And that didn't happen in the original movies.
Well, because she was kind of an amalgam. They even admitted, like, she's not Mary Jane. She's kind of Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy and a whole bunch of together.
It was just bleh.
Yeah.
But, like, especially with Andrew Garfield's, like, witty personality and having that kind of playback where she'll be, like, able to, like, really put him in his place. Be like, no, this is what's happening. Well, like, that'll be fun. I'm excited for that.
Oh, yeah, I think it'll also help because he's in, like, so in the dumps. Well, understandably. After this last movie, you should be like, no, get off the couch. You're getting outside right now.
Yeah.
Not taking it.
Because, was it Shailene Woodley, I think? Yeah.
Divergent chick.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But, she's taken over for Mary Jane. She was supposed to be in the second one, but they cut her scenes out.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they did that. Give Gwen Stacy her last.
It's like there wouldn't be enough room. No. Like, time-wise, unless they wanted to make it like a 3-hour movie, which I would have watched it.
They did that for Spider-Man 2 almost.
You're right, they did. That was a long movie.
Yeah. But I think, Amazing Spider-Man 3 will really determine, like, if it keeps going. Since they already have a fourth one, but, I mean...
Things always can be derailed later.
Exactly.
They were supposed to be a Fantastic Four 3 until...
Yeah, true. Well, and then we got Venom and Sinister Six getting their own movies, which I'm super excited about.
Especially if they bring in the comic stuff.
Which one?
Especially if they bring in, like, because Venom, we're supposed to figure out where the symbiote comes from.
Oh, yes, true. Yeah. With figuring out where the symbiote comes from, I want to see if they're going to play into that. That's going to be upcoming. Oh no! That's a lie! For those of you listening on the podcast, Tessa just knocked out everything on the table.
And by everything, we mean Rocket and Groot.
It's just because I'm so excited about Venom.
If you actually flipped this... Do you want to call it a table? Do you want to call it a table or just a piece of cardboard?
It's a piece of cardboard because we're nerds in a box, so that's why we don't have a proper table.
Yeah.
So, but
everything here is flimsy.
But that being said, for those of you that don't know where the symbiote came from in the Michael Bendis Guardians of the Galaxy run, I'll probably tell you about it in a little bit, like in the coming weeks.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that plays into effect, and then we've got Sinister Six coming into play, which I love. Magneto is my favorite Spider-Man villain, always and forever.
It depends on which Sinister Six we go with, too.
True, but Magneto, they said, is going to be in it.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yes, I believe I heard that Magneto is going to be in it.
Does that mean Ian McKellen is going to be in the Spider-Man movie? Because I'll kind of freak out a little bit about that.
I mean, this wouldn't happen because, I mean, in Sam Raimi's run, I wanted Bruce Campbell to be Magneto. Because that would have been hilarious. But I don't know if he can do that now.
Are you talking about Mysterio?
Who did I say?
Magneto.
Wow.
I was like, I was trying to figure this out.
Really
I'm like,
confused.
Magneto isn't a Spider-Man villain.
I was really confused.
Well, you can edit that.
Really confused.
Nope.
No, that's going to be on there forever.
John.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Well,
But no,
I guess
I
I'm
do
off
love
of-
Mysterio too.
I guess I'm off of the show now. Whoops.
Get in the little box, John.
Oh man, I'm going in the little box this week. Ugh. Not again.
You know that Spider-Man villain Magneto.
Anyway.
So confused.
Anyway, Mysterio.
I do love Mysterio.
Mysterio is going to be in it.
Okay, good.
That's what I meant. So now your confusion makes sense.
Okay.
So, cool. So that seems like a perfect time to talk about the Fantastic Four reboot. Going off of that. So Fantastic Four reboot. God, I hope that's good because
Me too.
this is having all the potential to not be good.
Yeah.
Do you want to list off everything that's been said about this sordid?
Well, it's a coming of age tale that's not based on any storyline in the comics. Kate Mara came out and said that she doesn't like comic books. She was going to read some of the Fantastic Four comics for the movie, and then the director told her, "No, don't."
So dumb.
Because it's not going to be based off of any story, and he wants them to have their own characters for it, which
doesn't make sense because even like comic book movies where they don't follow, like the Avengers, didn't follow any real plot, but they were still given like a big book of here's everything on your character.
Yeah,
go
exactly. So I don't mind that it's not based off of any story in. At the same time, like,
I mean, to be fair, that might be a good thing. Because, let's be real, some people aren't a huge fan of the characters of the Fantastic Four. Whether it's their personalities, their reactions with each other, but, like, these new characters may have similarities towards them, but be in a completely different direction that we can kind of get behind more.
True.
Because a lot of people have problems because they're explorers, not crime fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of why I kind of find them boring, just for me. But, yeah, so maybe they're changing that up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But,
Well, and then a lot of people were upset because, we've got, I can't think of his name. I was telling
Michael
you
B.
about.
Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. We have Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch, as a black Human Torch.
Yeah.
And we have white Susan Storm, which a lot of people were freaking out about.
Which, it can be explained with adoption. My big problem with that is, like, I was saying this earlier, like, how many black female superheroes can you name besides Storm off the top of your head? Exactly my point. Which is why that's the only reason why I'm upset is because I was like, I am so all behind Michael, because I think he could totally be Human Torch because he has that personality.
Oh, he's got that perfectly.
So
especially if you see Chronicle.
I know. It's I'm working on it. But, and I could see that, and I was like, okay, cool. Why are we not going the full way with this? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and I like Kate Mara. She's not a bad actress.
Right.
I don't know. It bothers me.
Aww.
I feel like we need more representation, and we're being denied that. Not that I don't love Kate Mara, but me.
I don't know. My thing is kind of like, I was actually excited when I heard that Michael B. Jordan
Oh yeah.
was announced. I actually didn't think about it from the perspective of like having like an African American Sue Storm and having them be brother and sister, like an African American family. I didn't think about it in that. I just thought of Michael B. Jordan. It's like he's awesome for it.
Yeah,
he's such a great choice, personality wise, that we were just talking about. But also,
and he wanted to be Spider-Man too.
Yeah,
with Donald Glover, which is also be awesome.
Oh man,
yeah.
But I've always been like kind of the mindset of like, if you have a good reason for doing that, like I'll listen to it. Like if it's gonna be cool or if you think it's gonna work for the story, and like you get someone good, it has to be good.
Yes.
Like I'll listen to it, but if it's bad, I'm not gonna like it. So I'm open minded to it.
Oh yeah, like that doesn't shut me off to the movie. It's just I'm just kind of like okay.
No, I hear you. Because I don't know, I've never thought that, like, a superhero has to be, like, one distinct color. I think if you have a good reason for doing that, like, for telling that story, I'm all ears. Because I'm all about that. So, and then, leaked images, I was going to say, leaked images came out recently of Doctor Doom and his costume.
In his onesie.
For those of you that haven't seen the pictures, just go type in, what did I tell you to type in? Dr. Doom new costume? Yeah, go type.
Not in images, in web, and it'll take you to a couple different sites that have them.
Yeah, he's got the classic green
like cape and
Green.
hood.
It's like
Hood
a cowl.
and cape, yeah.
Yeah.
The
And even like the face mask.
he's
but,
got
like,
the face mask, but the rest of it, he's wearing this like brown onesie.
Brownish, grayish. It almost looks like
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's just like naked there with. I don't know. It's just
I
not
don't
a
know.
good shot.
It's weird.
I'd like to hope that they're gonna have a costume that looks better than that, but that came out and the internet blew up again at Fantastic Four
Yeah.
because it.
Who is Doctor Doom this time around? Do we know? Have they released like who the actor is?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Because like that would also be like because some people can pull up I'm wearing this ridiculous thing and you don't care because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
But some people
but
can't. So it also kind of depends on that. So I don't know.
I don't know. I hope that they know what they're doing. I would love nothing more than to be proven wrong. I would love it so much. I will happily eat some humble pie
Yes.
if it turns out to be a really awesome movie.
If it's a good movie, you will see us all eating humble pie.
Yes.
Oh, Toby Kebbell is going to play Victor Von Doom.
No idea who that man is. But
It's okay.
hopefully he's good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Please
so
be good, Dr. Doom.
he was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
so
movie.
another reboot, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is also really good. That's
That whole series, like
that
the
series
new
is really good. It
yeah.
started really well, and then continued it this summer with the one with
Rise. It's Rise.
Rise
yeah,
of the Planet of
Rise
the
of the Planet of the Apes, and that one's got Gary Oldman in it, and you can never do wrong with Gary Oldman, I think.
No.
No, he's
But
fantastic.
that's been doing really well. That's one of the success stories of a reboot.
Oh, yeah.
Is having that. So that's been doing really well. But Fantastic Four, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Coming in 2015. Hopefully it's good. I hope so.
because then we can eat pie.
Yes.
Yep.
I can
pie.
write-
And who doesn't love pie?
I love pie. There's
Right.
some people that don't.
Yeah.
But
Weirdos.
yeah.
Right. So like, so I guess we can go into like are reboots good, bad, and why are they happening?
Yeah,
kind of a deal.
exactly.
Just because like we had a question like if it's just childhood nostalgia or if it's just people have run out of ideas.
That's from John Cologne. Thank you.
Yes.
And I don't think it's that people have run out of ideas because, like, Jupiter Ascending or Jupiter Rising or whatever, that new Wachowski movie's coming
yeah.
out. Like, there are new stories that come out. They just don't have a built-in fan base. And so they're a much harder gamble. And so I think especially today with, like, I mean, the economy hits the movie industry too. So, like, they're like, oh, we'd rather make something that we know is going to at least do okay. So I feel like that's why reboots are doing so well. Also because you love to see your favorite characters again. So I think it's kind of a bit of both of those things. More than just people have run out of ideas. At least I would hope. The optimist in me would hope that's not
It's
how
the
it
same
is.
reason why movies get split into like part 1 and part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Just
True.
because if they know they can make money off of it, they're gonna do it. You guys, as much as it is just entertainment for most of us, it's a business.
Yeah.
They have to think of everything as a business deal. A lot of the studios, like if somebody pitches an idea, whether it's new, whether it's fresh, whether it's like a fantastic idea, and somebody else comes up, it's like, hey, how about we redo that one movie? They might go with the redo just because it's a solid fit.
I think it's a mixture of both. I think like the writers when they do it, it comes from that place of love and respect for it. But for businesses, it obviously comes from just like turning a profit and then just being like, oh, well, we don't want to take a chance on this, so we'll just do what we know is good. And I think that's why it happens and why we see a new reboot, it seems like, every 10 years.
I feel like it's also a comment on the viewers, too. Because, like, are you going to go see the new sci-fi movie that you might be good or it might be bad? Or are you going to go see, you know, a movie that's based on something from your childhood?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's also the other side of it. Like, you go with what you feel is safe, especially when movies, like, are $10 a pop now.
True. Yeah.
So-
You want to know?
$10. They're like 13 to 15.
Oh, God.
It's awful.
Well, that's if you see it in 3D. Or
No,
IMAX.
just like normal movies.
Oh, yeah,
are
the
getting
normal-
up to $12.
Yeah.
Well,
The normal evening is that.
going to the wrong theaters, my friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why. But I don't think we'll ever see the end of them.
No.
No.
Because Fantastic Four is another reboot that was, and the prior franchise was out like 10 years ago. So I think we're going to constantly see them, but you know,
Those
some are going to be
rights.
good, some are going to be bad. It's going to be typical movies like that. So you know,
We'll see.
we'll see how it goes.
Eventually they'll reboot the Harry Potter movies. We'll have to
They're
do that
going
again.
to, and they better do that with the Harry Potter actors from it. So, so thank you for the question, John Cologne. Thank you. We appreciate it.
And thank you for Joshua Robinson and Gabrielle Harrington for submitting your ideas and thoughts on reboots.
Yes, true. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, let me see. We're running out of time, so we're going to have to skip comic reviews, unfortunately.
Do we just want to, like, say what it is and then go on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say what our
good.
comics for the week is. Well, I think we should all write reviews this week and then put it on one post.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, how about that? Check out our reviews on our
Facebook.
page.
Facebook page.
Yes.
on Facebook. So, comic reviews. I'm going to be talking about Original Sin because we have the last part in the series, 8 of 8. So, I'm going to be talking about that, talking about if it's good, if it's worth your time.
Yeah.
So, keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
You're going to be talking about what, Tessa?
I actually think I'll talk about, because it's the new event this week, I'll talk about Death of Wolverine. We can do
Good,
that.
yeah, true. I need to read that one because that's a weekly thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be the next 4 weeks. This
So-
is just the first one. So,
And I'll be talking about the new Magneto title,
So,
which is really cool.
are you sure you don't mean the new Mysterio title,
oh
Dan?
god.
No, it's definitely Magneto, John.
So, okay.
You know, the villain of the X-Men.
I'm pretty sure he's the villain of Spider-Man, but we'll
Just put that out
we'll
there.
agree to disagree.
Okay, John.
So that being said, we do have time for our little box. Ta-da! Little box. So last week we put in Nickelodeon for Avatar.
Yes.
But-
Taking that off the air.
Oh, yeah.
But we've been told that that's a
We've done it
little too
before.
harsh.
Yes.
We've been told that that's too harsh to blame just one company in general.
Like the entire company.
we're gonna pinpoint things now.
So
Yes.
this
We don't
week,
want to make enemies of every company that existed in the world.
exactly. So this week, we're going to put Carter Bays and Craig Thomas, the creators of How I Met Your Mother, into this little box. In case you have not seen what's been going around the past 2 days, is a new, the alternate ending for How I Met Your Mother,
Which is great.
which basically
Great name.
ends happily. Oh, spoilers. Again, spoilers. No one dies. And everybody's happy, and Ted, finally meets the love of his life. Nothing bad happens to them, and it ends really happily.
And that's how he met the mother.
Yep.
And it's sweet.
and it's satisfactory.
Yeah.
So,
Much better than the alternative.
yeah. Although you kind of liked it.
I mean, my only thing is that the original ending stuck true to the story that they were telling from the very beginning.
Yep.
And I respect the writers for that.
9 seasons.
However,
no, can't do that.
you
after
need
9
to learn to
seasons.
change with the show, find out what the audience wants.
Can't do that after 9 seasons. If you are going to stick with that, you got to give us more than 15 minutes
Of pain.
of pain. You got to give us more than 15 minutes of exposition for why it happened, and then just end it.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna put you guys in the box this week
Enjoy.
for making the original ending your canon ending.
Yes.
So shame on you. Shame on you.
One more time.
Shame on you. So little box. Carter Bays, Craig Thomas, but I'll probably take you out sometime this week because I want to thank you for creating one of the best, for one of my favorite shows, but that's a whole nother story. So I guess we're pretty much done this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
So we did it, guys. We
Woot.
did it. So
Week 4.
week 4, we did it.
Yeah.
4 weeks, and then
Oh, and we want to apologize for no superhero spotlight. We ran out of time and life is busy. But
Yes.
if you want to put in for who you want to be our superhero spotlight for next week,
Let us know.
comment.
Yes, clickety-click on those
Clickety-click.
keyboards.
we essentially ran out of time for this episode, which is why we also had to cut comics. So.
Yes.
Just
So, yeah.
we ramble so much.
We do. But that being said, thank you so much for being here with us, for liking our page, for watching our videos. Please remember to keep doing that. Share it with your friends. Just comment on our videos. If you have questions for Tessa about cosplay, please do that. Comment on our videos with anything, with suggestions, who you'd like to see in the superhero spotlight. And yeah, so next week we're going to have a new episode, and then we're going to have, hopefully, episodes to you from our panels
Yes.
Yes.
to give to you.
We're
So,
trying to get that in motion.
exactly. So that being said, I'm John Dwyer.
I'm Tessa Barletta.
Dan Kiefer.
And we are Nerds in a Box. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much.